Good evening. You're watching State of Business on our television. This is Zeenat Musafir. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Economic progress of developing nations depend on its national strategies, says Prime Minister. Enterprise Sri Lanka 2018 National Exhibition declared open. News in details. The inauguration ceremony of the 8th International Forum for Security Experts Colombo Defence Seminar 2018 was held in Colombo today under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The fully fledged international forum dedicated to matters of security, the Colombo Defence Seminar, commenced today for the 8th successive year and will be held on the 30th and 31st of August at the BMICH. This year's theme, Security in an Era of Global Disruptions, will provide an ideal platform for intellectual brainstorming amidst a wide spectrum of equal interests to seek collective mechanisms to counter disruptions for sustaining peace-building processes. The seminar sessions are expected to shed light mainly on demographic transformation and implications on security, technological disruptions, human-induced climate change, and political extremism, with close focus on human factors and homeland security and the global challenge of international displacement. The Colombo Defence Seminar, which has now carved a niche for itself in the international arena, promotes global partnership through discussions with a focus on expansion of disruptive forces. Delivering the keynote address at the event, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe made the following remarks.
Some of the other significant trends that are reshaping the future global arena include the emergence of new economies and economic rebalancing, competition for resources, cyber and space warfare, collective and artificial intelligence, demographic changes and urbanization, big changes, big data, power generation, robotics, mass manufacturing, technology and engineering, as identified by the US Army's Training and Doctrinal Command. Development of these trends are even potential enough to outgun the most advanced and sophisticated militaries in time to come and to deliver a new global order. The economy is progress to become the most decisive and influential factor in projecting the national power beyond the territorial limits of a nation state. In the context, elements inherent in economic growth, such as access to raw material and other resources, power generation and storage, mass production, flow of capital and investment, and preservation of existing and capturing of new market opportunities would become extremely lucrative and thereby competitive amongst existing and emerging global powers.
The Enterprise Sri Lanka National Exhibition, organised by the Ministry of Finance and Mass Media to broadcast the government's ambitious programs to create a paradise for entrepreneurs, was inaugurated at Monragala last evening under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The exhibition has 12 zones and 515 trade stalls from both the private and public sectors to raise awareness among the public on the implementation of recently launched interest-subsidized loan schemes. Several village-level infrastructure projects initiated under the Gamperliya Rapid Rural Development Programme were also launched under the patronage of the Prime Minister. The groundbreaking ceremony of the Green Parks in Monragala, Velavaya and Bibili electorates, which were established under the Gamperliya programme, also took place yesterday. A special bus service has been operated for the exhibition, while a special programme has been implemented for the security of the exhibition premises. The exhibition will conclude on Friday, 31st of August. The government expects to hold Enterprise Sri Lanka exhibitions in all districts in the future. The Chartered Institute of Management Accountants Sri Lanka concluded its annual two-day flagship conference, the CIMA Business Leaders Summit in Colombo yesterday. Minister of Science, Technology, Research, Skills Development and Vocational Training and Kandyan Heritage, Dr. Sarath Amanugama, was the chief guest at the event. This year's theme of the CIMA Business Leaders Summit was From Insight to Impact, Unlocking Opportunities, and the summit focused on key areas for businesses to make a paradigm shift in thinking and effort to unlock opportunities in business strategies, finance operations, and human resources. A distinguished panel of speakers from Sri Lanka and overseas who are authorities in their respective fields shared their experiences. Nearly 500 participants attended this year's CIMA Business Leaders Summit.
This year's theme, From Insight to Impact, Unlocking Opportunity, was influenced by the dynamism of the global changes and its impact on the business models locally and globally. The future of finance, therefore, would be a key discussion area tomorrow, in addition to global trends in transforming business, disruptive business models, and psychological impact of the era of digital disruption.
Addressing the media during the CIMA Business Leaders Summit 2018, Minister of Science, Technology, Research Skills Development and Vocational Training and Kandyan Heritage, Dr. Sarath Amunagama noted that the existing education system of Sri Lanka should evolve to a technology-based education system in order to transform the Sri Lankan economy to a knowledge economy. He also noted that altering the education system is the only option for the Sri Lankan economy to mitigate its exposure to volatilities in the global economy.
In a competitive world, in a more and more dangerous world, I think we are not holding enough cards to play a big game, because we have a very narrow area where global volatility, global changes in currencies, in oil production, in all those main elements that determine global economics and global trade, we are somewhat exposed. How then are we to face this situation? Obviously, we have to increase productivity. Obviously, we have to improve very much productivity in these areas. Our education system, people may have many views about it, but in my own view, it is terribly dysfunctional. We are saddled with a very dysfunctional educational system in this country. There are 10,000 schools, of which only 1,000 teachers science subjects. 9,000 teach only liberal arts subjects. No specialization. Universities are crowded, but they can absorb only a very small fraction of the number of people who go up to that A level or the examinations level. So there is a crisis. Sri Lanka has to quickly evolve an alternate educational system. I don't have much hope for the existing system. We have to develop an alternate technology-based system from top to bottom.
We're going in for a short break. Do stay tuned for more news after these commercials. Welcome back. Addressing the gathering during an event held at the Central Bank of Sri Lanka recently, Governor Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy noted that the CBSL is expecting to have a fully fledged flexible inflation targeting regime by the end of the first quarter of 2019.
We've made progress, very satisfactory progress, and we feel we're on track to have a fully fledged inflation targeting regime, a flexible inflation targeting regime, by the end of the first quarter of next year. Of course, all these things need political blessing, but we've got cabinet approval for the broad framework, and we're optimistic that we'll be able to complete this work on time. And that, I think, will be a landmark achievement in terms of taking us onto a plane which will enable us to have a much more forward-looking, proactive monetary policy, which is focused on anchoring expectations. And also we will be putting in place a legal framework which will make it not possible to have fiscal forbearance. So that's clearly something that has to be done when Sri Lanka is now a country that is exposed to rating agencies and international capital markets. We need to have this kind of architecture to ensure that we have stability and the macroeconomic fundamentals that we require.
Now let's take a look at several top stories of the day in brief. One of the leading Tele Award festivals in Sri Lanka, Sumati Tele Awards 2018, was held at the Nelumpokna Theatre in Colombo last evening. The event was graced by leading actors, actresses, journalists, politicians and other veterans from the film and entertainment industry. During the event, Raveen Kanishka won the Best Actor, while Shalini Taraka won the award for Best Actress. Since its inception and first ceremony in 1995, the prestigious Sumati Awards recognize outstanding achievements in television in Sri Lanka, and through this, the show aims to further encourage Sri Lanka's television industry to grow and mature with the passing of time. Sri Lankan Airlines recently announced the launch of its new Ready to Fly program to enhance its world-renowned customer service by providing increased punctuality levels of its flights around the world and requests the cooperation from its valued passengers by boarding flights promptly. Sri Lankan Airlines requests all customers to be ready to fly by arriving at the departure gate at least 40 minutes prior to the scheduled time of departure. Carrier, a fully owned subsidiary of United Technologies International Corporation Asia Private Limited and a world leader in high-technology heating, air conditioning and refrigerator solutions, recently announced the grand opening of its new office and newly expanded product offering in Sri Lanka. Carrier will offer air conditioning products from two brands, Carrier and Toshiba, which will operate through a joint venture. Time magazine, one of the oldest and most reputed publications in the world, featured a luxury resort from Sri Lanka in the world's greatest places list published last week. To create the list, Time solicited nominations across a variety of categories, and Santani Resort, located in Kandy, is one of the only 8 Asian properties to be featured on this prestigious list. This is the first time a Sri Lankan entity has been featured in a Time magazine list. We're going in for a short break. Do stay tuned to see how the stocks perform today after these commercials. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The All Share Price Index gained 32.01 points to close at 6,076.68, and the S&P SR20 gained 15.82 points to close at 3,241. The turnover was 337.8 million rupees and 18.7 million shares were traded. Next is Forex rates. That's all the news we have for you today. Join us tomorrow with State of Business on our television at the same time. Until then, take care and good night.